Hi, I'm Ricky.
And I'm Monica. We have 8 children.
And we believe in family.
Hey friends.
Filming.
It is filming. You want to do a quick hug? A bro hug? Show them our secret handshake. Do we have one? No. Okay. Bye to love family. So good to see you guys. I wanted to share with you this week about something really special to us and something that we are currently walking out right now. This week we're going to talk about faith. We are actually in a scenario right now. A lot of you guys know that we have been waiting on the purchase of a specific piece of land in Hernando County, and we are actively using our faith in this moment. And I kind of wanted to catch it on film before God does what he's gonna do, just what it looks like to have faith in the wait. And so I wanted to come on today, and I wanted to do this in the midst of our own waiting for the promises fulfilled, and kind of remind myself by reliving a couple of times with you guys where we had to use our faith and then we saw God come through with the promise. So it's the testimonies encouraging me, but also I wanted to give you guys the privilege of hearing my son share a couple of testimonies where he has had to use his own faith.
Hi, I'm David, and I'm gonna share with you a story where I had to use my faith. A few years ago, I really wanted a camera, and I prayed to God to get one. And then a few days later, a neighbor of ours came with a big basket full of stuff. And in that basket was a camera, and she handed it to me.
And what did you learn about the Lord and about faith in that moment?
I guess if you ask, you shall receive.
It's awesome. As my son David shared, faith can look like a lot of things. Sometimes faith is in the seemingly small things, and faith is in the huge things, right? Like what we're standing in faith for right now. But faith isn't distinctive. Faith is faith, you know, and believing for a camera is the same as us believing for the land, because ultimately it's something we can't do on our own. And so, in remembering today, I wanted to share one more story with you guys. Back a few years ago for us, Ricky and I, we were headed to the beach on vacation with our in-laws. Ricky had just left his job and we were going to head to the beach for vacation, but we realized that we were out of money and the beach vacation was fairly far away, roughly 2 hours. And we thought to ourselves, how in the world are we gonna get there? We don't even have money for gas. Ricky actually grabbed his electric guitar in a bit of a panic and said, I'm gonna go sell this because obviously we need to have money to at least get to the beach. You know, I know God is the provider, but right now I'm not seeing it. So he went, he grabbed his electric guitar, his first one. It actually was something he really loved. And he decided, I'm gonna go pawn it. I'm just gonna go. So he jumped in the car, and as he started driving, the car went out of control. He literally could not drive and maneuver the car at all. It was literally like this. And he did everything he could just to even get back to the house. When he got back to the house, he said he reached over for his guitar to at least pull it out of the car. And he said he felt Holy Spirit speak to his heart and say, put the guitar back in the house. And so he was like, fine. And he grabbed the guitar and he put it back in the house, and he thought to himself, well, the Lord doesn't want to do it this way. Then how does he want to do it? And so about an hour later, he actually got back in the car and he decided, well, I'm gonna drive this thing to see if it works, because if it doesn't work, I'm gonna have to take it to a mechanic, and for that, who knows where the money's coming from. And when he went to go turn on the car and drive it, the car drove perfectly straight. He told me he literally was yanking the wheel and was like, I'm gonna go this way, I'm gonna go this way. And the car was perfect. And so he knew that the Lord had stopped him from pawning his guitar. And so he just said, okay, we're jumping in the car and we're gonna go. We don't have the gas money. We're gonna at least get there, but we don't have the gas money to make it all the way home. But we're gonna take a jump of faith. When we were getting ready to leave the beach, Ricky and I thought to ourselves, maybe we should ask. You know, $20, $30 it's not hard. We could have asked his parents, or you know, said, you know, we might need this to get home just for today. Can y'all help us out? But both Ricky and I sincerely felt in our hearts, this is not the way. God has a way. And so we literally got into our car, we packed it up from the beach vacation, and we started pulling out. And Ricky will tell you, and I remember distinctly thinking, God, you have to come through. Like, if you don't come through, our car will physically not make it home. So we were literally in the car, in the parking lot, getting ready to back up and drive out. We knew that as we were saying goodbye to my in-laws, that was literally the last resource that we physically had to be able to say, hey, can we borrow $20 or $30? And so we just both decided the way of God for us in this moment is to use our faith and to walk in what we feel like is obedience to what he's saying. And so we pulled the car with all of our kiddos out of that beach vacation, and we literally were driving to the ferry. So we were staying on an island, and then the ferry connected us back to the mainland. And so as we literally pulled up to where the ferry was gonna take us, both Ricky and I were like, what are we gonna do? Like, we really don't have the gas to make it home. The light's already on. And I actually told Ricky, I said, love, here's 3 things I want. I said, I really want coffee. And I know we have no money for coffee, so I'm asking Jesus for coffee. I really want coffee. I would really love to buy the kids lunch on the way home, since it's a decently long drive. And then I said, also, we need money for gas. And so I'm asking the Lord for 3 things. And I'm doing everything I can to really just focus in on who he is. When we pulled up to the ferry, Ricky had the awesome idea of checking our bank account, because he thought to himself, supernaturally, what if the Lord has put something in, right? And so we're literally in the car waiting next in line to go on the ferry. And he looks in our bank account and it's still at 0. And Ricky and I are like, okay, Jesus, what you gonna do? And all of a sudden he saw a button off to the right. And it was a bank account that we had opened for our son David when we had been adopting Nikita previously, 3 or 4 years before. And we had opened that account for him strictly to hold some of the adoption funds that we'd collected for a fundraiser. And the account was empty for the adoption. But for some reason that button caught his eye. And so Ricky went and he tapped on the button on his phone, and it opened up to David's account. And in David's account, for a reason that nobody can still figure out, there was $58.11. And both Ricky and I looked at each other and we knew God had not only provided for gas for us to get home, but he'd also provided for me to stop and get my coffee, and for our kids to pick up Frosties on the way home for lunch. So we are standing out in the rain, and this video was so important that we decided to share it with you anyway. Because talking about faith encourages more faith. Talking about faith stirs up the remembrance of what God has already done in our lives. And just like the rain, it's always worth it. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video today. Dave, you have anything to say?
Subscribe to our channel.
Subscribe to our channel. Thanks, guys.